trying to get inside close distance. Big right hand there lands for Santiago, and another one. Just as we were talking about what he was trying to do, he had success
so far here in round.
Oh! Huge left hand by Nakatani drops the champion, Alejandro Santiago, in round 6.
All right, fans, here we go with the co-main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first, the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing silver trunks, hailing from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. With a record of 28 wins, 3 losses, and 5 draws, he has 14 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the first defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the newly crowned defending WBC Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Alex Peque Santiago. And his opponent across the ring, tonight's challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with multicolored trim, hailing from Sagamihara, Kanagawa in Japan. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 26 wins, no losses, 19 wins, coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked the WBC #1 contender. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's challenger, the former 2-division champion of the world, introducing the undefeated Junto
Trunks are a little high on both of you, so I'm not going to call them right on the line. Touch them up. Suerte. Combate.
Santiago, round 1.
Santiago really impressed me in his last win when he beat the legend, Nonito Donaire. You know, and you see that long body, long torso, very wide stance, which is always interesting to me that Nakatani can get the power that he gets, even though he fights out of that wide stance the way he is.
And there we saw Nakatani uses the right hand to blind his opponents, and it's that long left hand, sometimes to the head, sometimes to the body. We saw him throw it there again, and it's a very dangerous weapon.
Yeah, he's very explosive too. So,
and just in terms of sheer grit and determination, Alejandro Santiago taking out Nonito Donaire. It wasn't easy. He really had to dig deep. His wife and kid were in danger there. They got out okay, but that wasn't easy to deal with in terms of the preparation for him in that fight.
No, he was cut over both eyes in that fight. Took some big power from Nonito Donaire, who's got legendary power early on, but it was his work rate and his engine that won him the day in that night. Let's see if he can bring that same energy and effort here tonight against Nakatani.
See tall, long fighters not taking advantage of those assets. Nakatani is doing so.
Oh no, he's a master at range. He likes to stay on the outside, keep you busy with that lead hand, and then as you step over that critical distance line, he likes to fire that big left hand, whether it be a straight left hand or an uppercut, which we just saw there to close of round number 1.
Rudy Hernandez said Nakatani's always been an extremely disciplined fighter, always wanted to be in the gym, and that's why. And just you can see the size difference, Chris. I mean, it's very apparent, and that's going to make for a truly interesting dynamic in this championship fight.
Yeah, absolutely. You see
with the 69 1/4 inch reach, Santiago with the 65.5. So it is going to be a stark difference in this fight. But Chris, as you mentioned, this is Santiago's weight class, right? He's comfortable at this weight, and this is the first time Nakatani is moving up those 3 pounds.
Yeah, you saw that attempted counter uppercut from the outside from Nakatani. I had mentioned last round that he draws a line in the sand, and then as you cross that critical distance line, he'll let that left hand go like that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see him landing that jab over the top consistently. Boom, and he puts that left hand right behind it. Lightning quick. Oh, and don't forget about those uppercuts. I almost forgot about those. I don't know how, because of the Maloney fight, he couldn't miss with either hand.
And that's going to be Alejandro Santiago's challenge here tonight with 20 seconds to go in round 2.
Good short left hand right down the middle. Splits the guard of Santiago.
And so far, Chris, it's been Santiago trying to get inside close distance. Big right hand there lands for Santiago, and another one. Just as we were talking about what he was trying to do, he had success getting on the inside and throwing the right hand.
Yeah, those are some of the best punches that were landed tonight. And that's really what Santiago's going to have to do tonight. He's going to have to take a risk to get inside, close that distance, and land shots like that. He's going to have to punch wits. Interesting little interaction there between Nakatani and Rudy Hernandez.
And you see Nakatani's style there, doing what he should do as the taller, longer fighter, right? Putting that right hand, that lead hand out there, almost like a rangefinder, sometimes throwing it, sometimes not, but just keeping it out there to bother Santiago.
Well, he uses it as an obstruction, both offensively and defensively. So he's either obstructing your vision or your movement with that lead hand, and he wants to unveil that left power shot. You see him setting it up. That's why his feet are so wide. He puts a lot of weight on that back foot to unleash that left hand.
The left hand, because it comes a second later than you're expecting it to.
You know what they say, the punch you don't see is the one that hurts the most, and that's what Nakatani wants to do. He wants to hit you with that punch you don't see. But Santiago's super tough. You're going to have to catch him with something.
But should Santiago try to ride that momentum and do the same thing he did at the end of round 2?
What Santiago needs to do is he needs to deceptively close distance, get himself to a position where he can explode and still get to Nakatani. Take a half step back and be able to counter. Big left hand over the top catches Santiago when he thought he was safe on the way out, still was able to land.
That's a testament to the long left hand and the reach of Nakatani. That big left hand over the top. And there it is again. Nakatani now finding a home for the left hand.
Now we got blood over the eye of the champion Santiago, over that right eye, probably from that overhand left. Actually over both eyes in the fight against Nonito Donaire, his last fight 7 months ago. There was a beautiful one. There's that overhand left. I thought that was the punch that may have caused the cut, but it doesn't seem like it was.
How tough of a competitor he is. He's always in a fight, win, lose, or draw.
Yeah, we saw that in the Donaire fight. You know, he nice jab from Nakatani. Good timing, good distance. Half step back, snaps the jab.
Left hand gets through again for Nakatani. And that time it was more in the looping fashion, so that just adds another variable to Nakatani's attack. Sometimes that left hand is straight, sometimes it's looping, and you really never know. And of course the Maloney fight, which we showed highlights of, that was the looping left hand where he knocked out Maloney in spectacular fashion.
Right, so Nakatani has realized, okay, not yet, I can go to the looping punches later, but I gotta stay long, I gotta stay straight for now. The right hand from Santiago over the top as Nakatani throws the left uppercut from too far away.
And it seemed like Santiago had success with that right hand because it was a lead right hand, right? Usually, sometimes you
realize that he has to punch with Nakatani because of his control of the range. So as Nakatani steps in to try and hit him, he's got to throw with him. The problem with that is
45 seconds to go in round 4. Junto Nakatani working the jab, working at distance on the difficult Junto Nakatani.
Stop! Yeah, it's smart. I mean, you got a smaller guy. You know, you're keeping the distance really well, but you don't want to throw everything coming from the same trajectory, changing height, changing levels. Very, very smart. Because again, you gotta think that Santiago is going to be anticipating these punches. Coming back with a power jab. I like that coming from the southpaw position. There we saw the overhand right from Santiago, the lead that you were talking about, Curran, that he threw while Nakatani was throwing the uppercut from too far away. And there's that other shot you mentioned, changing levels, coming from a lower position to take a half step back and be out of range. Hit you and don't be hit. That's what boxing is all about.
A huge advantage for the challenger, Junto Nakatani, Chris.
Yeah, that's a good start. I mean, I wouldn't know how else you could score it at this point.
But a lot of this fight has been Junto Nakatani working the jab at distance and following it up with power shots.
Yeah, at this range, you're just not going to beat Nakatani. He can do this all night long. clash of heads there.
Don't see Alejandro Santiago continuing this fight without at least trying other tactics, trying to get inside, trying to change up the momentum of this fight.
Well, I mean, he is the champion. He is defending his title. Nakatani is the challenger. So, you know, it's going to be more than just trying. I mean, nobody wants to leave their belt. Ooh, good shots there from Nakatani as he backs Santiago up. Ooh, good combinations, letting those hands fly.
The opening rounds and now putting on a show in round 5. Combinations, quickness, movement. Left hands upstairs, seemingly unanswered.
Ooh, good body shots. Good left uppercut to the liver, side.
Stop! Box! Time!
And it looks like a cut has also opened up on the other eye of Santiago, on the left side as well.
Boom, there's that body shot that I was talking about. Stops on a dying and then rips a left uppercut right to the liver side. Santiago took that well because that was right on the money. Beautifully timed shot, though. And there's that overhand jab, that 1-2-1 combination, followed with a leaping uppercut that Nakatani as these rounds wear on. And he's starting to disarm the champion, Santiago.
Round 6 underway on our bantamweight championship. And Alejandro Santiago looking to make adjustments, looking to get inside.
Looking to no avail so far here in round.
Oh! Huge left hand by Nakatani drops the champion, Alejandro Santiago, in round 6.
Santiago did not see that punch coming. Straight left hand right down the middle. Beautiful shot. Catches him on the point of the chin, put him down.
And here comes Junto Nakatani. Right hand, down goes Santiago again. This time it was the right hook that caused damage to drop Santiago for the second time.
I think the corner stopped it. Yep, that's it.
That's the end of the fight. Junto Nakatani, the challenger, now champion at bantamweight.
Junto Nakatani is very special. I am super impressed. I was very high on Santiago. This is a tough fight, like I mentioned, moving up in weight, moving up right into a title fight, right against a very tough champion, and to put him away that way, wow. Shutout and then a 6-round stoppage, super impressive. Beautiful shot right in the chin, got up on unsteady legs, and Nakatani followed up, got him out of there. Fantastic work from Nakatani. And I get the feeling Team Nakatani is not surprised at all by the way this fight went.
Humble in victory, Junto Nakatani, his nickname, Fighter of Love, and you heard that there, Chris, thanking Santiago for the opportunity, and sky really is the limit. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that impressive performance.
Yeah, it's a nearly flawless performance there. That was a flawless left hand, beautiful shot, right on the money, straight down the pipe, right on the chin. Like I said, Santiago never recovered from that shot. Here we see some action from rounds earlier. And it's mostly one-way action, though, as Nakatani was just too long, too strong, too sharp tonight. A couple punches landed by Santiago in round 2 and 3, but for the most part, Nakatani was able to control the distance, set the tone, and land his power shots at will, especially those last couple rounds. Here we see the finish. It's going to be a right hook along the ropes, drop Santiago hard.